October indeed. We got Halloween around the corner. We are now a full month into the NFL season. So let's jump on into it. So welcome everyone as always. This is our monthly town hall. We do it every single month. Just kind of connect, touch base with the community, give you any key updates as to things that we've got going on, and then move along from there. And not only are we a month into NFL season, but we're also less than a month away from the start of NBA season. So going to be talking and thinking some NBA shortly. Not going to touch on any of that today, although it's been a busy week in the NBA with Damian Lillard news. Celtics also picking up Jrue Holiday. So basically everyone in the East getting better except for my Sixers, but that's a tale for another time. Today, we're going to be talking football. As always, we've got a jam-packed agenda. We are going to be talking TOC and sharing the rest of season TOC roadmap, including some changes to the contest, including a little announcement, including an additional new contest format that is going to be coming soon. So lots to cover in terms of TOC. Also going to talk some free rumble and just kind of general NFL all day stuff. And I think that pretty much covers the old agenda for today. So let's jump on into it. So as always, want to start off with a quick Jolly Joker holder update. We are now up to 1,859 unique holders. The number seemingly continues to grow every single week. Welcome to any of our new members, and great to see the Jolly word continuing to spread, continuing to grow that number of people that are in the community. So, yeah, shout out to all the Jolly Joker holders. And if you're out there and you don't have a JJ yet, come on, now's the time to do it. Great time to get involved in the community, the premier sports community on the Flow blockchain. And yeah, it's just been great to see that continuing to grow, continuing to evolve. And that's kind of all I have on the JJ front, because we've got a hefty TOC agenda. So we are going to focus our efforts there. Here we go. On to TOC. So, yeah, look, we're 4 weeks into the season. So feels like a good time to kind of take a step back, evaluate where we are at, evaluate how the season has gone so far, and, share a little bit of the plans that are coming for the rest of the season here. And, first off, I just want to start by saying thanks to everyone for the continued feedback. It's very, very much appreciated. And, even though we don't always respond to the feedback that we're seeing in Discord, we see it all. We take it all into consideration with every decision that we make. Doesn't mean that we are going to react to every single thing that we see. That would frankly be impossible, because sometimes there's conflicting feedback that goes down in the Discord. But regardless, love seeing the thoughts from the community. Every single bit of it. There's no such thing as bad feedback. So please keep that coming. We really do take it super seriously and use it as a factor in all of the decisions that we've got going on, and make sure that we're running this TOC game in the best way possible, creating the best game possible, and making sure the community is enjoying playing the game. With that said, one piece of feedback that we've certainly seen in the first couple of weeks here is specifically with regards to the Side Hustle and Island of Misfit card contests, and even more specifically, the involvement of starter cards in those contests. So for the first 4 weeks of the season, there has been no card restriction on the Side Hustle and on the Island of Misfit cards. This means that you can enter the contest with just 2 starter cards. And, I think to start the season, this was absolutely the best way to go about it. I think it was a great way for somebody to be able to get their feet wet with the Owners Club completely free, claim your free starter pack, be able to enter those 2 contests for free, get a feel for the game, get a feel for the product experience, get a feel for the community, have a chance to win yourself some gold, etc., etc. And, I think it really served its purpose in this first month of the season as we onboard new users, as we continue to grow and build this community. That said, at this point in time and going forward, I do think it makes sense to make a change there. And so, and this was already discovered, I saw, by people in the Discord, but effective immediately this week, the Side Hustle and the Island of Misfit cards now require a minimum of 1 base card to enter. So you can no longer enter these 2 contests with 2 starter cards. You can use 1 starter card and 1 base card, or a starter card and a rare card. It could be any base plus. But again, those are now required in order to play in these contests. I think it just makes sense, right? Early on, we, preseason had great traction with the starter cards, lots of people joining the game through that. And, I think that making this move does 2 things. One, I think it's the right thing to do for the group of paying customers that we have here. And number 2, I think it's great for the hashtag Grow the Game initiative, because maybe we can get some more of these starter pack people to convert into buying their first pack as a result of this new requirement. So there we have it. In order to play the Side Hustle and the Island of Misfit cards, you need at least 1 base card. Somebody posted it in the Discord, but if you attempt to enter with just 2 starters, you will get an error. So that is update number 1 there. Boom. Now, with that said, we still do want something that people can play completely free. And so we're going to be adding another new little weekly contest, and it's going to be our pack party contest. So this will be an additional contest on top of the ones that exist today. And how this will work is it will be a 3-card contest where you can use any 3 cards, any tier, any position. You just can't use the same card twice. And then there are going to be packs as prizes for this contest. Packs and rerolls, which we'll kind of get into the next point. But again, so this is still a contest where somebody that only has starter cards, you can use 3 of your starter cards to enter this contest. If you place towards the top, you can then win yourself some cards through packs. So there's still a way to play the game completely free. However, you cannot play the contests where gold is the prizes unless you have a base plus card. So that's item number 2. I don't think that contest is live in the lobby yet, but it will be live shortly. Okay, so those are the 2 contest changes there. Just to reiterate, Side Hustle and Island of Misfit cards, you now need at least 1 base plus card in order to enter those. And we have a new weekly pack party contest where you can enter with any 3 cards, and packs are the prizes. Light the Beam has a good question. No OG cards in the pack party game. So yes, correct. I did say any card, but it has to be from this season, not OG cards. So you can use a starter card, a base tier card, or a rare tier card. Any 3 cards, any 3 positions. That's also another new format that we're just testing in general, right? This is the first contest where you can play multiple quarterbacks or multiple wide receivers. In any of our other contests, you cannot do that right now. So I think that is going to be something interesting to test, see if it's a format that people enjoy. Maybe it unlocks some ideas for future contest formats in terms of roster construction and, just always trying to iterate on the game, test different things. All right. DJ Local with a great question that leads into the next point. Do you get pudding with the new packs. That brings me to the next agenda item. We are excited to introduce a new form of TOC pack. We now have TOC snack packs. And these are live right now. otmnft.com/TOC/packs. TOC snack packs available for sale. How does this work? A snack pack costs you 250 gold, aka $25, and contains one single card. This card could be anything that exists in the unpurchased inventory. That's the word I'm looking for. Inventory so far. So it can be any team, any position, including jokers, and then has that 80% chance of being a base, 20% chance of being a rare. You just get one of the random cards that exist in our inventory. And then for each snack pack that is purchased, 200 gold is immediately added to the prize pool. So upon each snack pack purchase the pack for 250 gold. 200 gold of that goes into the prize pool. And on top of that, you also have the ability to re-roll your snack pack for 99 gold. So for anyone that has played our Blitz games, you are familiar with the concept of a re-roll for 99 gold. We are introducing that concept for these snack packs as well. Also, people over the past couple of weeks, whether it's in poker or any of our other competition, you have won yourself free rerolls. Those free rerolls can be applied to this snack pack reroll. How the reroll works is that through the pack opening experience, if you open up your card and you decide that it's not a card that you want in your collection, say you pick up, a Miami tight end card, and you're not super thrilled with it, you can then re-roll, which will then remove that Miami tight end card from the ecosystem entirely. It essentially gets burned. It will never be put back into the game again, and replaces that with a brand new snack pack that you can then open and get an additional card. Okay. I think that covered it. So TOC snack packs, single card, 250 gold. 200 gold of that goes immediately into the prize pool. Ability to reroll for 99 gold. And of course, if we're going to release this, we gotta launch with some kind of deal, right? So we have the snack pack special. This is available to all users. Purchase your first snack pack and receive a second snack pack completely free. So when you go in, you make your first purchase, you will automatically receive a second snack pack for free. That is 2 cards for the cost of 250 gold. Also, by adding these snack packs, you can kind of see how it correlates with this shift that we are making in the Side Hustle and Island of Misfit card contests. So now any of you starter card people out there, if you do want to continue playing in the Side Hustle, in the Island of Misfit cards, go ahead. For $25, you can get yourself 2 cards, and now you can enter 2 lineups every single week. You don't even have to make that full $99 commitment. You can simply buy the snack pack at that cheaper price point and use that to build your collection and start to enter the lineups. There we have it. There we have it. Excited to get snack packs out there. And again, these are available literally right now. Literally right now. I see a couple people have already gone and made a purchase. DJ Local, Toady, Big Mo Love, Collector 623. Shout out to you guys for purchasing your first snack packs. Alrighty. And yeah, as Giant Hammer says, we get to see that prize pool grow in 200 at a time. I see people asking about the prize pool. Yeah, this week's payouts are they live in the lobby yet? I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, so we have 80,000 gold up for grabs this week. That is the standard prize pool as of this moment. So that is the baseline prize pool that you can expect for the most part going forward. Yes, that is correct. Weeks 1, 2, and 4 were slightly juiced. That is correct. And look, I know that there's been a lot of conversation about the payouts. I'm happy to touch on that as well. I'll touch on it a little bit. So we said at the beginning of the season that our intention was to test a few different payout formats. Like I said, always keeping an eye on feedback from the community. Definitely seemed to be a theme that there was feedback that people felt the payout structures were too top heavy. I did not personally think that they were all that top heavy. I thought they were pretty standard. So last week we decided to test a more flat one. And then naturally people are unhappy with the flat one as well. So, I think it just speaks to that there's no one right answer, right? And like, frankly, when I see feedback from the community, what I see is like, well, I want it to be top heavy if I finish at the top, but then I want it to be flat if I don't finish at the top, right? And so, like, of course, that'd be great. Like, I want to get the most money for wherever I end up finishing. That's how everyone's always going to look at it. We are trying to look at it more holistically, trying to test some different things. And if you see this week's payout structure, it's kind of, I feel like a little bit of a balance of the two. Added more up top. Still, I think, relatively flat. But, happy to continue taking feedback on the payout structures. I will say that it's easier for me to take the feedback before the results are in, right? Like when the results come in and then, people are just mad about how it impacted their specific finishing for that week. It's a little more difficult to take it at face value because it's quite a results-oriented way of giving feedback. Still holds weight, of course. All feedback holds weight. But, I do think that if you have something to say about the payouts, that it does make more sense to give that feedback before you know the results. Because it's easy to give the feedback after you know the results. Because then you just want whatever would have given you more money. So that's, that's just some of my thoughts there. And there we go. Yeah, see, like Ace John saying make prizes to top 10%. See, that's not possible because we don't know how many entries there are going to be. Payouts are more complicated than you think is where I'll leave it, I guess. It's a very complex thing, and we put a lot of time into it. So, we're going to keep doing what we think is best, keep seeing the feedback from the community, keep iterating. I understand that last week's was unique and some people didn't like it. Feedback heard, feedback received. And I just
want to echo your comments there, T. John. It's good to see the feedback. So I think, keep the feedback coming. It is important. We are talking about all these things every time we meet, every time we propose something new, every time we're thinking about changing something. So in general, we were trying to put out some unique pricing structures early in the season so we can get an idea of where the community is and move on from there. So we'll continue to take that feedback, continue to make slight adjustments as we see fit and move forward. But appreciate all the feedback. It is important, and we are looking at it constantly, so appreciate it.
Yes. Keep the feedback coming. All right. Eagle Putt asks, is there a snack party payout this week. It's not in the lobby yet, but it's gonna be the top 10. It's nothing crazy. So, it's gonna be top 10 get a free snack pack, and then 11 through 20 get a free reroll. So that is going to be the pack party payout. Again, this isn't intended to be like some mega high value contest. It's just mainly to give an option for the free people to play, and if they do very, very, very well, have a chance to get an extra card. So that's what the pack party structure payout is going to be. Alrighty. Let me look at my notes here and see where we're at. Covered those first two. I think we're good there. Okay. Next thing. Andy says, looks like the prize pool is increasing in small increments. Correct. For every snack pack purchased, 200 gold is immediately added to the prize pool. So as each pack gets purchased, you'll see that number go up by 200 gold at a time, which is fun. All right. Okay, so another piece of feedback that we saw from the community is a desire to have the ability to use more cards in contests. And I think this makes a lot of sense. I think in general, we want to create ways where it makes sense and benefits people to have a larger collection. I saw some recommendations of, hey, let's make the main event 10 max instead of 5 max. And I think that's an interesting idea for future years. I do not think that it is fair to change the rules of the game that drastically in the middle of the season, because people have prepared accordingly, and I don't think it's fair to change contest entry rules after people have already made their purchases and built their collections accordingly. But what if we had a whole nother contest format that we've been cooking up that is going to let you use more cards? What if, people? What if? Now, we love TOC. TOC is a fun fantasy football format. We also like best ball, right? Like, people like best ball. Best ball is a fun format. People play best ball on DraftKings and Underdog. People play best ball via our Blitz best ball product. But what if there was a TOC best ball? Wouldn't that be fun? I mean, I think it'd be pretty fun. The rest of the team thinks it'd be pretty fun. I feel like the community is going to think it's pretty fun. And so we are excited to introduce a new format of TOC, TOC Best Ball. This is going to be a contest that locks week 9. And here's how it's going to work. Here's how it's going to work. All right, so for anybody that is familiar with our Best Ball Blitz product, this is going to be quite similar. So in Best Ball Blitz, how it worked is that you would open up a pack. In the pack, you would have 20 cards. Of the 20 cards in your pack, you then create a 12-card Best Ball lineup. And then from there, every week, your top 6 cards count, your optimal score from quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense, and then a super flex, which can be any card, right? And the TOC Best Ball game is going to work essentially the exact same way, except instead of opening a pack of 20 cards to determine how you make your 12-card lineup, you simply use the TOC cards in your collection. So you will take 12 cards from your collection, create a lineup. That contest will lock week 9. It will then be a 10-week contest from week 9 through week 18, through the end of the season. We will calculate your optimal 6-card score every single week, add up those scores over time. Again, 0 weekly management. And whoever has the best cumulative score over that 10-week period wins. You must use at least 1 rare card in the 12-card lineup. So minimum of 1 rare. Oh, and guys, it's going to have a $10,000 prize pool, 100K gold, and you wanted the ability to use cards. How about a 10 max entry? That's right. So 12 card lineup, 10 max entry. That means that you can use up to 120 cards if you max enter the contest. And at the same time, this contest is going to put a supply crunch on the ecosystem, because after the contest locks in week 9, those cards are now gone. Those cards are devoted to the 10-week best ball contest and can no longer be used in any weekly contest. Leading up to week 9, the cards can be used in both, right? So like I can mess around with my upcoming best ball lineups and still also use those cards in week 5, 6, 7, 8 contest. And even in week 9, if I have one Kansas City quarterback, I can use that Kansas City quarterback in my week 9 contest weekly and in my week 9 best ball. But then when I come back for week 10, I will no longer have that KCQB card in my collection. That card will be gone. Whew! And did I mention 100,000 gold, $10,000 in prizes? We will be releasing the payout structure eventually. Right now, I'm looking at a tentative structure in front of me. It's paying out 200 places. The minimum payout is 125 gold, and the first place prize is 25,000 gold. But again, that is just tentative for now. And, hey, there's been a lot of talk about payout structure. Maybe this is something that we can even source from the community, see what people like in terms of this being more flat, paying out more, paying out less. I'm open to feedback on that. We'll, of course, make the ultimate decision on what the payout structure looks like. But, I think something like what I just mentioned is going to work. Giant Hammer. No, you cannot. Okay, so here are the lineup requirements for TOC Best Ball. You use 12 cards. You must use at least 1 of every position, and you must use at least 1 rare, and you cannot use the same card twice. So, to Giant Hammer's question, can you use 2 Miami wide receivers in the 12 cards? No, you cannot. And also no OG cards, correct.
So just to reiterate, I think in all of our contests, including the new pack party contest, you cannot use the same card twice. You can never use 2 of the same card in any TOC contest at this point. At this point in time, with these contest details that we've announced, including best ball. The 6 cards do not need to leverage a rare. You just need to submit 1 rare alongside your 12 cards. Your top 6 will be auto scored and calculated based on just your top 6 at each position and 1 super flex. Tej, good question here on joker limits. I believe we had said 1 joker, but you yes. Can confirm.
1 max joker in a best ball lineup. So yeah, I'm super pumped about this. I think this is a really fun, unique format that, and I think it's really helpful to the ecosystem as a whole too. Not even just from that single contest, but I think it adds a lot of different strategy elements of what, if you have some elite cards in your collection, do you want to put them into the best ball contest and fight for that big prize and then, miss out on using it in your weekly contests? You also have the element of thinking ahead to the week 17 finals and understanding that if I use these cards in the best ball contest, now I can't use them in the finals contest. So I think it really creates a lot of strategic elements, hopefully incentivizes and rewards people that own more cards in their collection. And there we have it. Glib asks, you have to lock the Joker team for the duration. Yes, correct. I think the sharps will quickly realize that using a Joker in best ball is probably not the best use. But you could do it. But you definitely lose that week-to-week optionality. So there we have it. Again, this will lock week 9. So we have, another 4 weeks here. I know it's a lot of information, so we have 4 weeks to kind of process the strategy behind this. We are still finalizing the build. Well, by we, I mean Neil. Still finalizing the build behind the scenes, but it's looking pretty awesome as always, as everything Neil puts together. Really smooth entry process. It essentially looks exactly like the weekly builder, but with a 12-card lineup. And then once you get into the leaderboard, it basically just looks exactly like the best ball leaderboard. So really fantastic work by Neil there as always. And again, 12-card lineup, must use at least one of each position, must use at least one rare, 10 max entry per user, cannot use the same card twice. Every week, calculating your optimal score, 6 cards, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense, and super flex, which can be any position. No weekly management. Best cumulative score over the 10-week period wins. 100,000 gold in prizes. And after week 9, remember, those cards that get submitted into the best ball contest, removed from your collection, removed from the ecosystem. So certainly some larger kind of supply dynamics that come into play with this as well. Investor, yes, serial effects the same, correct. If in the event of a tie, it's going to be way less likely to happen, I would think. But hey, it's still possible. But if there is a tie over the 10-week period, the lowest combined serial of the 12 cards would break the tie. Cool. So that covers all of the details there. We'll continue to reiterate this over the coming weeks. We will, of course, announce once the contest is open and live so that you can start to mess with your lineups and get a feel for what that might look like. But there we have it. TOC Best Ball coming at you week 9. All right. Man, I'm pumped about that one, Coop. I've been pumped about that one for a while. I mean, we've been talking about this one for weeks. So I'm excited to be getting this out there.
Yeah, I'm pumped to get it out there. I think for the people, for everyone, if you've heard TJ and Justin talk, if you've heard us give these town halls, us think about our products, we're always trying to think about, one, how to make fantasy fun, how to make it front and center for you all that are part of our products, and two, how do we give you some of the most interesting strategic decisions to make within a game. And I think TOC Best Ball, TOC in general, already provides a different level of strategic thinking given the position aspect. And now TOC Best Ball is sort of a game within the game. What do you save in your collection? What do you play in Best Ball? What do you want to lock up? How many entries or lineups are you expecting to get in the Week 17 final? How many cards do you need? All of those things, pretty interesting decisions for you all to chew on, for the next 4 weeks. So that's the reason why we're announcing it early, getting out in front of it, getting this to you guys ahead of that Week 9 lock. Should be a really fun contest, probably going to be one of the most fun sweats for TOC the rest of the year. And if you guys all know me, I'm always in for a good sweat. So nothing like getting 10 weeks worth of equity and 10 weeks worth of leaderboard watching for a total prize pool of 10 grand. So super excited about this one.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And for those of you that are aware, every Tuesday I do a weekly contest review show where I walk through the results of all the TOC contests. So once we get past week 9, I'll definitely be checking in on that best ball contest each and every week to see how that progresses over time there. Cool. All right. One or two final topics here. That was the big news. So nothing, no more craziness coming. That was the biggest thing and the thing that was the most exciting here. But did want to touch on the Week 17 finals and just provide some reminders there. So as a reminder, Week 17 is finals week of the Owners Club. So there are no other contests other than these two. There is the TOC final. The TOC final is the top 10% finishers in the main event from every week earn an entry to the TOC final. Each individual user can win unlimited entries. So you finish in the top 10% multiple times, you get multiple entries. That TOC final then takes place in week 17. And then we have the champions final. So this is a 16-person contest. The 16 winners of the main event from weeks 1 through 16 battle it out in that 16-person contest to become the ultimate champion. The winners of each of these, as a part of their first place package, also get the trip to Vegas with us next summer. So that is the two contests that will take place in week 17. As always, we are going to lock the contest that week at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. However, for week 17 specifically, there will be no wrinkle. So any games that happen before 1 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday will not be included in the week 17 final slate. Allow me to repeat. No wrinkle in week 17. Contest locks, as they always do, at 1 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, and any games happening before that will not be included on the slate. Two contests week 17, the TOC final, the champions final. Those will be the only two contests, so there's no low ball, Island of Misfit, Side Hustle, etc. in week 17, only the finals. And then in week 18, there's no contests. Week 18 will not have any contests. It will just be the final week of sweating out the best ball contest to see who is the champion there. And then, so that's the week 17 stuff. End of season there. Wanted to just make sure that we are clear so that people are aware and able to prepare accordingly.
DJ Local calls it out here, but just to reiterate the exact teams that will not be on the Week 17 slate. Thursday night game, Jets at the Browns. That will not be on the slate. We also have a Saturday night game that week, Lions at the Cowboys. The Lions, the Cowboys will not be on the Week 17 slate. So 4 teams will not be on that Week 17 slate.
Cool. All right. Yeah, that covers just about everything. The other thing that I will tease out is that another unique slate will be occurring week 12 with the Thanksgiving games taking place on Thursday. No specifics to share right now, but we are cooking up some fun stuff for Thanksgiving. That's all I'll say. But we got some stuff cooking up for Thanksgiving. Yeah. TOC Galloping Gobbler Award. Love it. So Thanksgiving week 12, going to be a fun one there. We'll share more details as we get closer. And then lastly, obviously following week 18, there will be the NFL playoffs. Nothing to share on that at the moment, but we're always thinking about the playoffs. That's the only thing I'll say there. We're aware that the playoffs happen after week 18, so we'll see. And there we have it. there we have it. TOC update. Pretty good preview of the rest of season roadmap. TOC best ball coming. Pumped about all of this. Snack packs available for sale. Contest changes live and immediately implemented starting in this week. And there we have it. And that was the majority of what we wanted to cover. Other than that, I'll just touch quickly on Rumble and on NFL All Day. We have our free Rumble contest happening every single week. Make sure you're heading on over to the Rumble website and entering your completely free lineup. This week we have $2,500 in prizes up for grabs. And, just make sure you're entering. It helps us out, helps us continue to be able to offer contests like this for free in the future. The more engagement that we can show, the more people that we can get entering the contest, it helps us make the case that Rumble is a net positive to the NFL All Day ecosystem as a whole. And for any of you NFL All Day collectors out there, you may have seen, but last week I did some gathering of feedback from the community, compiled all of that into a thread where I talked through the key themes that I'm seeing, did a deep dive into kind of the supply and demand going on in the NFL All Day ecosystem, and overall just trying to really dive in and understand what's going on there and take in all the insights from the community, compile it as best I can, etc., etc. I also shared that information in a podcast. So if you are not a subscriber to the Own the Moment podcast, make sure you do that. You can just search Own the Moment in any of the podcast stores. It'll come up there. And I'm pretty much going to be doing a weekly podcast for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I'll just double down. Go ahead.
Go for it.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to talk about something else, but if you're going to double down on something I said, then go
Yeah, I'm just going to double down. I know we're talking to some of the biggest loyalists that we have at OTM here in the town halls, but for anyone out there, it really does help us to see as many people as possible playing in the free Rumble contest. We try to get that contest open in the lobby as soon as the Sunday slate locks for the previous week. So if you guys, I know there's a lot of activity going on. I know you all have a lot of fantasy things happening. I know TOC lineups need to be made, but if you guys can all make sure you're entering that free-to-play Rumble contest, it really does help us out a ton. And we look forward to continuing to do things with NFL All Day. So just appreciate your help on all that.
Yes, indeed. And then we are going to have our Iron Man bonus. Compete in at least 12 of the 15 weeks. And we're going to have a little end of season bonus. Just a teaser for now. But there will be some prizes up for grabs. Could be a combination of some gold, some NFL All Day packs. We'll pick some winners to win some prizes. So just another little extra incentive there to get you all entering every single week. Enter at least 12 of the 15 weeks and be eligible for the Iron Man bonus. I mentioned the Own the Moment podcast as well. We also, for any of you more serious football gurus out there, especially if you are playing daily fantasy sports or best ball on DraftKings, you got to check out the DraftKings football show with Justin. Justin was not able to join us here today, but twice a week he's doing a DraftKings podcast on late Sunday, early Monday. He does a kind of an immediate rapid reaction to whatever happened that week, talks through his thought process, the cash lineup that he played, any of his key takeaways. He's been very focused on some of the contest selection edges that he's finding, which is really, really interesting and useful stuff. And then on Thursday, he releases his slate preview, dives into the top things that are on his mind leading into the weekend, the top games that he's looking to target, et cetera, et cetera. So really, really helpful stuff. Justin, legitimately knows fantasy football as well as anyone and has unique takes, which I think is the best part of Justin's show. I've listened to a lot of fantasy content over the years. I think a lot of people do good content out there, but they mostly talk about the same kind of stuff, right? And give kind of very surface level takes and picks. Justin does not do that. Justin thinks about this stuff with like literally a different brain than I think anyone else in the industry. So when you listen to Justin's podcast, it's going to be something that you're just not going to get anywhere else. I personally, I've had the pleasure of having access to Justin's brain for the past decade, like behind the scenes, in terms of understanding how he thinks about this stuff and his game theory elements and all of that. And, is a massive part of why I personally was a pretty successful fantasy sports player. And, Justin's just a stone cold killer, tons of fantastic content that he has in there. So make sure you are searching Justin Herzig, DraftKings in any of the podcast stores. Subscribe to that podcast as well and check that out. All right. I think that does it for this evening. Oh, well, it doesn't quite do it for the evening because we got poker tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern time, so 3 hours from now in the Club GG app. And we got a little mega prizes going. We just launched snack packs, of course. So how it's going to work, the winner is going to receive 1 base pack and 1 snack pack. The top 9 all receive 1 snack pack. And then 10 through 18 all receive 1 free reroll, which can, again, be used in a snack pack. So, if you haven't already, head on over to the Club GG app, Club ID 375889. The game starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time. You can late register for an hour up until 9 o'clock, and the top 18 win prizes, free rerolls, snack packs, and a snack pack plus a base pack to the champion. So make sure you get on in there. We'll be playing some pokers tonight. All right, Coop, I think that's everything that I had. Anything that I missed or any final comments from you before we shut it down?
Yeah, one thing I want to reiterate just to make sure everyone's aware of when it comes to the snack packs and re-rolling. When you exit the pack opening experience within the snack pack, you will no longer be able to re-roll. So 2 things. 1, you need to have 99 gold to reroll or have a free reroll. You'll see an option to add 99 gold to your account within the opener, but if you don't do it within the pack opener, you will lose the opportunity to reroll. So I just want to make sure that that's clear, that if you're looking to reroll, you need to make that decision within the pack opening experience of the snack pack. So I just wanted to echo that would be the case, so that anyone is looking to maybe reroll that at a later time, you won't be able to do that. It is a one-time offer within the pack opening experience. I think that was it.
Indeed. Cool.
I think we covered everything else.
That will do it, everyone. Thanks for tuning in as always. See y'all on the felt this evening. Go Phillies!